So we're just gonna be using test dummy number 55, Genexus.
Yo, what's up?
Alright, so the first Susanoo that I'm going to be showcasing is the single-bladed one. Before I even get to it, just off how it looks clean. I didn't really put that much, like, because I ran low on spins trying to get a different aura. I didn't really focus on how it looks. I feel Rob, I didn't get black, but that's for a story for another day. The stats are pretty much the same as stage 5, but how it looks, like the blocking, pose, the modeling is really good. I really like it, right? So now we're just gonna look at the Q. The Q is literally just oh shoot, I accidentally have a sword equipped. That is unfortunate. It's Nuibari, you know, pretty good sword. Busted. Doesn't deserve to exist. Alright, guess we'll do the Q spec later. So the first thing is just the regular M1s. Again, all these are the same. Nothing really has changed. So from that, it's literally just what's it called? I guess like a little damage buff, maybe. We'll just look at that right now. C5. No, not even a damage buff. I guess it's just like fluidity, like how fluid you can do your movements. Because if you pay close attention, you can see how like you swing a little bit faster, and it's just probably faster to hit your combos. So then we have the Q, which is the rapid spin. Well, the rapid hits. Overall, like this Susanoo right here, it's a pretty good hitter. I wouldn't say that the Q definitely deserves any sort of praise. It's kind of like mediocre in my opinion. Doesn't really like deserve to replace like a weapon slot, because there are better weapons than like the Q right now. Sure, the damage is high, but again, like there's no point in like doing like big amounts of damage the first time but not really doing anything after that, right? So right now this one is going to be taking last place in my opinion. Like again, damage is good, but it looks they're like the same amount of damage as an M1. So from my perspective, it's just a faster M1. So I think it's a waste of my time. I will give this a 6 out of 10, but the only reason I'm giving it a 6 is because again, it's a Susanoo and it's able to do 12k per hit. Stone tablet, the Uchiha stone tablet to change your Susanoo it's literally to the left of the Hokage building. It's not that noticeable, but it's literally at the Uchiha military jail. So just head over there and you will find it. So now I'm going to just be showing you the dual-bladed swords. I think that the dual-bladed swords are definitely an improvement from the single-bladed. It's definitely just a better version of the single-handed. Like the single-handed, it was literally a faster M1 from what I can see. Nothing really special about it. Nothing that separates it from like, you know, a regular EMS, right? So we're gonna look at the dual-bladed one right here. It's a C6 again. First, we're going to be looking at the pose because, like, you know, the pose matters. So it's you know, pretty average. You know, like dual swords blocking you. That's pretty average on that. Couldn't expect really much. Again, modeling looks perfect. Looks clean. Stats again are the same. So we're just going to be looking at the M1. M1 seems to be the same. Hits for about literally the same amount. Now we're just going to be looking at the Q spec. I know the Q spec has range, so it does an X and then it hits the person. It seems to stun them for a second. I feel like they should definitely add a knockback effect to that. But again, we'll just have to wait to see for the future. Right now, this is like taking the lead on, like, you know, this is between the first weapon that I showed, which was the regular sword. So like right now we're going to be looking at, because like again, the whole point of having a sword was that sword is able to extend like an M1 combo or complete an M1 combo. Like Nuibari perfectly accompanies any M1 combo that you may have by reeling the person in and stuff like that. Acrobat style, like, you know, as you knock them back, you can easily like keep them in place again by since the acrobat style teleports to the target if you're within like the distance that it works in. So yeah, now we're just going to be looking if this has the ability to, you know, take the spot of a sword. So we're just going to do the regular M1. So from the first thing, it has the capabilities. The only thing that I think that I would like to see fixed is that they add a knockback, because without the knockback, the person can somewhat come back. Genex, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna want you to try and like WW me after you get hit.
Sure.
Yeah, like the one thing I would like is that they add another knockback effect. But even then, it's more than enough. Like you're able to, do one knockback and then you do another set of damage without really like jeopardizing yourself. And it has good enough range, so it doesn't need to be assisted by like it can be assisted by something like this, and then you just go in. Yeah, like again, the whole point of a sword is that it's able to complement an M1 combo or finish an M1 or combo. So if it doesn't do that, I don't think it really fits. So while it lies in its medium range and close range effects, I think this is definitely a strong, what's it called, custom game, like the custom weapon right there. I think that it's really one of the best, and I will be putting it as number 2. And yeah, it's really clean. Definitely give it a 9 out of 10 on creativity and usefulness in combat. So yeah, 9 out of 10. Alright, now for the final custom, Susanoo weapon, which is the bow. The bow looks clean. I just wish that the model would look like it's actually arching the bow. But it makes sense as it is blocking. What am I saying? I'm on crack. The model looks perfectly fine the way it is. Why am I trying to say for them to create something I have no skill, no confidence I could create myself? So this is clean, right? So we're going to be looking first, as always, stats are the same. The M1, again, all the things are the same. It's just a different look on how it finishes or which side they finish on. But fundamentally, they're all the same. So now we're going to be looking at, effectiveness, right? Like, can it, continue the combo, or can it, finish the combo? So right now, I'll say this right now. This bow has a way shorter cooldown than the sword. And that's really not right. And the reason I say that is because the bow is way better than the sword. Both of them. They cannot compete. Like, look at this, right? I got this man in the full combo, knocks him back, and then he gets him, and it literally knocks him back twice, so it closes off the distance. And you're like, oh, but that's really only for M1s. How about long range? Go back to Nexus. Nah, bro, you good. I know that this my Susanoo doesn't exactly tell you because of the transparency on it, but overall this is busted. So it fits the 3 criteria of combat, which is long range, mid range, and short and close range. That's really good, especially for a Q. Most swords really affect itself on long range. I mean mid range or close range. I haven't really seen a sword that's really long range without that's precise. But this one goes wherever your mouse is, dude, and it's pretty fast. There's not really that much delay, if there's even a delay at all. It's really clean. Definitely deserves the number 1 spot in the weapons, the custom Susanoo weapons. Nothing. The second one is a close second because of the range on it. But this, I feel like this one takes it just takes everything, bro. It does more damage than probably it does actually. I think they all do the same amount of damage. It's just how the moves used. So at number 3 we have the regular sword. Number 2 we have the dual blade sword, and at number 1 we have the bow. The bow is definitely the king of this, and we can kind of sort of see some shadows of what we can expect for Sasuke. I'm kind of expecting something like this, but instead of a white ball, or because of my aura, it will be just a ball of Amaterasu, and the damage and the AoE will be a little bit bigger. But again, we can just see some shadows of what they're planning with Sasuke. Not really a lot, since Sasuke has used bows in the show, the manga, and all that. So overall, yeah, the custom Susanoo update was a pretty clean one. It brought a lot of, it can create a lot of why am I saying create a lot of creative? It allows people to have a more creative thought process when, creating their Susanoo. You won't just have the regular people just using the same color Susanoo anymore. You just see a bunch of, and like not everyone will just be using the same weapons, but we all know that's not true. People are just gonna be using the bow since the bow is literally the best one. But anyways, guys, that's really it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to thank my helper, Ugly Genexus, down in the comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.